then lingers on our leadership, because at the end of the day, it's not just COTU. You look at all the unions, you look at majority of the unions. When you look at what they're driving vis-a-vis what they're supposed to drive, then there's a huge disparity. And that leaves the Kenyan worker wondering, is there anybody fighting for them? But then the other question might be, should they be waiting for anybody to fight for them, or should they now just take up the role and fight for themselves?
I think the Kenyan Liberal needs to do both. We need a mixture of both. You know, there are some things that definitely it's the government, whether national or county, should do for you or should make you able to do. And there are also those that now effort has to be yourself, you know, as an individual. And Mike, remember that it is not every laborer who is unionized. There's still a huge population of laborers out there who are just on their own and by themselves and just waking up every morning and going to stand by the gate of the Mujengo site hoping to be allowed in to make 300 shillings or 150 shillings, you know, at the end of the day. And look at all these young people who are out there who, first of all, getting into a union is not even, you know, classy, you know, to them. So I'm thinking that leadership of this country, both at national and county government levels, just need to appreciate the fact that young people are out there and they're so out in unemployment and of course getting into, you know, all crazy things just because the devil is using their idle hands and idle minds. But put in place systems that are responsive and user-friendly, you know, to young people. And like Bichachi is saying, what kind of laborer is a young person today? What kind of laborer is a 23-year-old man or woman, you know, looking out for? So I think we need enablers. We need to create enabling environments as leadership of this country, you know, to cause that young person to get out of his or her cocoon and just thrive and just do his or her thing and, you know, get to the point where they can, you know, become live in self-reliance. Yeah. But then also we need to go back to the drawing board and look at why are we having COTU in the first place? What is the value add in being part of a union? Who are members of a union? Who can and should be members of a union? And when you become a member of a union, then what? How will that?
What benefits are you supposed to get out of it?
Because I know tons and tons also of laborers who are unionized, but even then, they still cannot come up and raise issues against their employers who were deliberately not present, you know, on that particular day for fear of retaliation or for fear of repercussion, yet you are unionized. So the question begs, are the union laws working or not working for the members, you know, themselves? And what do we do really